Welcome to Cyber Bytes, your weekly dose in the latest in cybersecurity news. I'm your host, Edwin Kwan, and today we'll be covering stories about companies being compromised by their own security training tool, GitLab patching a two-factor authentication bypass, researchers saying that AI-powered browsers might be undoing years of web security progress, Zendesk support systems being turned into spam engines worldwide, and a look at the popular passwords that are still being used in 2025. So let's dive right in. We're kicking off this week with a surprisingly twist. How training tools designed to improve security became the entry point for massive compromise. According to research from Pantera Labs, cybercriminals have been exploiting intentionally vulnerable web applications. These are the same ones companies use for penetration testing and cybersecurity exercises. We're talking about tools like OWASP, Juice Shop, DVWA, Hackathon, and BWAPP. Now, these apps are supposed to be used in isolated environments for hands-on training. And this is where it all went wrong. Many organizations leave them running in production cloud environments connected to services like AWS, GCP, and Azure, and with way too many permissions. Pantera found nearly 2,000 such apps publicly exposed, and some still using default credentials. And the attackers are using these to deploy crypto miners, install web shells, and even access cloud secrets and storage systems. Even major companies like Cloudflare, F5, and Palo Alto Networks were impacted. Though, to their credit, they responded quickly after being notified. Now, this is a good reminder that training environments can't mean ignore environments. If they are connected to production cloud accounts, which they shouldn't be, they are part of the attack surface and deserve the same level of security oversight. Now, on to our next story, which is about GitLab releasing emergency patches for some very serious security issues. The biggest one is a two-factor authentication bypass. At the same time, GitLab patched two high-severity denial of service vulnerabilities that could crash GitLab instances using nothing more than malformed requests. No login required, no permission needed, just a single API call could take the systems offline. These fakes are in version 18.8.2, 18.7.2, and 18.6.4 across both the community and the enterprise editions. So if your team runs a self-hosted GitLab instance, you know what you need to do. Patch it, update it right now. Because this combination of a 2FA bypass and denial of service capability could cripple development operations for thousands of companies. Not to mention, it can compromise critical code repositories. Now, GitLab.com users are already patched, but the self-managed ones still remain at risk if they haven't been patched. Now, we're on to our next story, which is stirring some serious debate within the cybersecurity community. Researchers at Trail of Bits have found that AI-powered agentic browsers, the new wave of browsers that are using large language models to perform web actions on your behalf, they are undoing decades of progress in web security. The problem is that these browsers treat the AI agents as an extension of the user, with broad permissions to interact across tabs, local files, and even authentication services. That means the agent can accidentally leak sensitive data like MFA tokens or local files through prompt injection attacks. TrailByBits proved this by using malicious prompts hidden in GitHub's GIS, which manipulated the AI into stealing data or exfiltrating emails. Even H-capture testing found these agents failed to stop nearly all common malicious scenarios. SquareX teams discovered similar flaws in Perplexity's Comet browser, which granted unauthorized access to local data. So why is this happening? It's because LLMs don't have a meaningful separation between what they are told to do and what they actually process. Meaning, a simple prompt injection can cross security boundaries that browsers traditionally enforce. So, until we redesign how agentic browsers handle context, please treat them as high-risk tools. Use sandboxing and never let them near sensitive data. Because right now, they're basically the web security equivalent of inviting a polite but clueless intern to handle your admin credentials. Now let's switch gears for our next story. It's an odd but widespread spam campaign that has hit the internet this week, leveraging unsecured Zendesk customer support systems. Starting around 18th of January, attackers began flooding inboxes with automated confirmation emails, all coming from legitimate companies' Zendesk accounts. Here's the trick. Zendesk instances often allow users to submit support tickets without verifying their email. The attackers took advantage of this by submitting massive lists of fake tickets using harvested addresses from previous breaches. Each submission triggered an automated response. And this is how they get the instant relay spam. Major names like Discord, Dropbox, Riot Games, CD Projekt, NordVPN, and even government agencies were caught up in this mess. While there weren't any direct phishing link or malware, the sheer volume of messages caused some panic, confusion, and even email fatigue. Some users thought they were being targeted or hacked. Zendesk has now rolled out detection tools to spot this abuse and recommends that companies require verification for ticket submissions. The takeaway from this is that even cloud platforms that we trust, when misconfigured, can turn into attack infrastructure overnight. Security isn't just about keeping hackers out. It's also about protecting the functionality of the tools we rely on daily from being weaponized against us. And now we're on to our last story, and it feels a little bit like deja vu. We're looking at some of the passwords that are still popular in 2025. According to the latest report from NordPass and Comparitech, the world's most common passwords used in 2025 were still, you guessed it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. After all our awareness campaigns, having password managers and multi-factor apps, 25% of the top 1,000 passwords are just numbers. The top offenders also included admin, password, and various versions of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Regional trends aren't any better. In the US, admin took the top spot. In the UK, it's basically the same passwords, just shuffled around. And even within different demographics, they found that Gen Z swapped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for 12345. These weak passwords are trivia for brute force tools and credential stuffing bots, which can crack them in seconds. Yet there are billions of accounts still depending on them. If you're listening and thinking, wait, I use one of those, this is your opportunity to go and update. Use passphrases, enable 2FA, or switch to a reliable password manager. Security starts with habits, and apparently we've still got some bad ones to break. And that's it for this week's Cyber Bites. From cloud training tools gone wrong, to AI browsers breaking all the rules, to the timeless tragedy of the 123456 password, these stories remind us that cybersecurity isn't a steady state. It's a moving target. New tech introduces new risks, but also new opportunities to learn and adapt. I'm Edwin Kwan, and until next time, stay sharp, stay patch, and stay secure.